Major success is happening. There's been a number of candidates that have definitely made it over the finish line. There's been a few of them. That things look a little interesting, to say the very least, and one of them in particular, who's definitely gonna have to pull some fancy tricks out of a bag if she's ever gonna have a chance to see light of date. Now I'm going to say I don't believe she has any intention of losing. So, it'll be interesting to see. The numbers are horrible for her. And at the same time, pretty sure she's going to win. We'll see how it plays out. It's going to be very interesting. Now, one of the funniest freaking things, and I had to actually do a little research to make sure this wasn't just like craziness. But DeSantis had found out that Elon Musk said he would president for DeSantis, which is pretty funny, right? And DeSantis found out about it, and DeSantis's comment is hilarious. And at first you'll be like, huh, and then if it doesn't outwardly make sense to you right off the bat, I'll explain why what he said is totally appropriate, and that's what makes it even funnier. 19 seconds. The last 4 seconds are pure gold. Check it out. So what I would say, I'm focused on 2022, but with Elon Musk, what I would say is, I welcome support from African Americans. What can I say? And he doesn't bust a smile. He doesn't bust a smile. So, Elon Reeve Musk is a business magnate and investor, but he was born on June 28, 1971, in Pretoria, a segregated suburb of apartheid, South Africa. He's South African. He's an African American. Pretty funny how that plays out, because it's true, no question about it. Now again, things to consider. The reasons to be a little smirky smiley right now. Tulsi Gabbard destroyed this woman when in the debates she had to drop out after Tulsi annihilated her. Tulsi never had a chance, but she took her out. It was pretty awesome. So DNC forced to move Kamala Harris's fundraiser to fall. Why? She couldn't sell enough tickets. She could not get enough people to go to a fundraiser to give her money, to give her a chance to try to run. Why is that, do you think? Right, nobody supports her. Nobody's supporting who's currently in there. That's a double whammy. They couldn't even get enough people. This was powerful. This is CNN talking about how the current president is having a hard time, and people are actually starting to notice. They're starting to wonder, is he okay? Who knows, as David Axelrod says, and he's come out and put his name on it. He said, look, this is a person who, if they win, will be closer to 90 at the end of their second term than 80. And therefore these are very fair questions. Joe Biden said these were fair questions the last time when he was running. So do you have these questions? Well, I think everybody is looking very closely now. When Biden does well. He does really well. That gun speech he gave, he was perfect. It was powerful. When he does badly, when he stumbles, you get nervous and you wonder, is it just his stutter? Is he tired, or something else there? And so I think that people just looking, honestly, I think a lot of Democrats are like, if this guy's ready to go, we're behind him, but if he's not ready to go, he should let us know. I think that's what's going on, yeah. And right, these are what, quote, normal people are talking about right now. So latest polls right now have Liz Cheney down 28 points in Wyoming's House race, with unfavorability rating as high as 71%. She is exceptionally disliked This would take one heck of an act of shenanigans, wouldn't it? One heck of an act of shenanigans, but do you think for 1 second the deep state's willing to give up on her? Seriously, think about it for a second. Think about how gnarly this would have to be with these numbers, and this is what's being publicly shared with these numbers, and her somehow miraculously ending up winning. We'll see what happens. We've got some big moves that have been happening. Republican 𝗕𝗓𝗓𝗪 probably 𝗪𝗓. Flores, she wins a big in Texas 34th Congressional District, defeated the challenger by 7% and a seat won by Democrats by 13. And 2020. So this was a big move, swapping out somebody who wasn't supported by Trump with someone who apparently is a little bit more supported. So this is a big step. For us, we're making progress. We've been saying the Hispanic vote is majorly starting to change sides, starting to change tunes. Things are getting very interesting in that regard. Now again, never Trumper Rep Nancy may say. Lot of people are questioning this one right now, much like what happened with Raffensperger and what was it, Kent down in Georgia. A lot of questions. Well, same as situations going on with Nancy May. She's a never Trumper. Many people are kind of questioning how that might have played out, considering the person 𝗘𝗟𝗢𝗡, who was promoted by Trump, was surprisingly close in the polls, and Nancy Mace wasn't necessarily doing as well in the polls. And once again, it seems some things miraculously changed. We'll see. I hope not. I mean, don't get me wrong, folks, but we've been seeing some interesting shenanigans. Another Trump-endorsed Russell Fry has defeated pro-impeachment rhino Tom Rice in South Carolina primary. This was another big step. We also got South Carolina primary. Governor Henry McMaster has won the GOP nomination. That's another big step for us. Who do you go against McMaster's ahead South Carolina? Tim Scott. You just get into all the other ones. McMaster wins Republican nomination. Who's he going against, though? Yeah, Nancy May. She ended up getting it. Tom Rice lost. Yeah, so good stuff. Also, President Trump endorses Arizona's Attorney General candidate 𝗦𝗓𝗓 𝗦𝗓𝗓. He's gonna crack down on the invasion of Arizona's border. So yeah, you have another endorsement. We're going to see things happen. I think Arizona is going to be a very, very big, powerful fight that's going to be going on over there. Obviously, Rhino, Arizona Attorney General Mark Brnovich has received all the damning evidence and still hasn't done anything so pretty much. He's been blackballed by the entire group, and then finally Trump did come out and support someone in place of him. And that is true. You get the endorsement of Mr. President Trump. You're doing all right. I've been trying to get his endorsement too. Just kidding. And the endorsement that he had, Abraham Hamid, is a fantastic candidate running for Arizona Attorney General. He is a veteran, a former prosecutor, and most importantly, he's tough and he's smart. He will go after the drug cartels to secure and stop the invasion of our southern border, and is committed to the Constitution, equal justice under the law, and our military and our veterans. He will stand up to woke big tech and radical left. Also, he will protect the great Second Amendment, which is under siege now more than ever before. Abraham 𝗦𝗓𝗓. If you yell it sounds better. I don't know. He's going to restore law and order in Arizona, and he has my complete and total endorsement. So good stuff. And Kari Lake, I think, is endorsing as well. Congrats, and she's going to be the greatest governor of all time, which again is saying a lot because boy oh boy, DeSantis is sure an awesome governor. He's gonna be a tough one even. Katie's awesome, don't get me wrong, but tough shoes to follow. So prosecutors unveil harrowing details on the plot to kill Justice Kavanaugh. Ties to the leaked ruling. So again, the headline is just so freaking crazy the way the world is right now. You gotta have crazy words in your headlines. You've gotta have like the word intel in your you're the names of your videos, right? Otherwise people won't watch them. It's just funny. There's a few people that really like to do the clickbaity stuff right now really badly, like every single video I ever see posted has clickbait titles. Yeah, I mean, I'm probably tap dancing on those doors, so I'm not going to be throwing too many stones from my glass house, don't get me wrong. But that being said, this particular, what we find out is the dude got pissed off when the leaked decision came out. He comes out, he goes to the house, takes a cab from the airport. Straight from the airport with the weapon in his suitcase. And basically gets second thoughts, starts having second thoughts. He calls his sister or Texas sister his sister's, like, you should call 911, and so he did, and he turned himself in. Now there was a part down here, there it is, yeah, one sentence, one damn sentence I saw in this. I'm like, this is very interesting. He goes, I think I have a reasonable understanding, but I wouldn't say I'm thinking clearly, is what this individual said. You see, he had some problems within the mind, I guess, right? And what's funny is he realized that he wasn't thinking clearly, which is kind of what I think that the big thing that a lot of people question is, how do these thoughts end up in their heads? And that's the big question, how these certain people seem triggered to act a certain way, right? And they do very strange things. Maybe these are people that are obviously prone to doing dangerous things. You look at most of the people that have done any mass shootings or anything, these are crazy ass people without a doubt, unquestionably. And they're people that definitely should not have been in possession of weapons, that's for sure as well. Now, one thing we did find out about the Uvalde shooter, which is very interesting, is he did have a criminal record, and the second he turned 18 his entire criminal record was now hidden. So supposedly when he as an individual went to buy firearms, be it with his money or someone else's money, because he spent a pretty penny and bought a brand new pickup truck, all within a very short period of time, which is a lot of red flags being thrown just of themselves. But he himself had a criminal record, firearm problems to my understanding too. We don't know for sure because it's sealed. But that is the implication that's been thrown, that he never would have been able to get those rifles had his criminal background been available. So that is interesting too. So these people have interesting backgrounds, they have psychiatric issues. And it could be on certain specific drugs that some people question, maybe make you very prone to hearing voices in your head. If you will, I'm kind of being Vegas for a reason, because I don't know exactly how this plays out. I've got my hunches, obviously everyone does. We all have lots of opinions, right? But we'll see. But it was interesting again. This guy was questioning whether he was thinking clearly or not.